All right, good afternoon, folks. Today I want to talk about sugar. Should be SB on most platforms for the futures contract, SB. You could also look at SGG, which is the ETF that tracks sugar futures, and have a couple of potential bearish setups as we come into March. Have a couple of potential bearish setups in March. I know we're just now kicking off February, but this came to my attention when I was looking at sugar, and it looks like we could potentially have an early seasonal move shaping up. So knowing that we have these bearish stats here, looking for a short on March 2nd and another short on March 31st, 88 and 90% win rates respectively over 17 years and 10 years. Let's take a look at the charts and see what we have cooking. We go over to the daily chart here. This is a daily chart of the continuous contract of sugar futures, and you can see we are certainly in a long-term uptrend going all the way back to September of 2019. We've been steadily working our way higher, and now we're coming up to a point right here that I've marked on the chart, which is an area of resistance. So you can see we have highs here in November of 17 and January and December of 17, also January 2018, that we bumped into a couple times, rejected, and then fell off quite hard. So now we're back at those levels that we have not seen since late 2017, early 2018. We go over to a weekly chart. We can see that a little bit better here. We've got resistance here. And you can see going back even further that we've actually had some more sticky points at these levels around the 15-cent mark. Now, knowing that we have a couple of potential bearish setups here in the month of March, I wanted to go back a little bit further onto a monthly and see what happened over the last 6, 7, 8 years or so. So let's blow this chart up just a bit. And you can see where I have these red arrows, that is the month of March. So here we are in February, and this was March of 18. You can see the market moved down. You see March 17, market moved down. This one did not work out, March of 2016. You can see that we traded into the 50 and 100-day moving averages, but then turned around and reversed and went higher. March 15, we traded to the downside. March 14 to the downside. March 13 to the downside, and then lastly here in March 2012 to the downside. So we had one rotten apple there, keeping us from being 100% in the month of March over the last 7 or 8 years or so. So what we need to do is see how the month of February and perhaps March shape out. We know that we're running here into resistance levels on a daily, weekly, and monthly chart, and also probing here into the 100 and 200-day moving averages. So it will be interesting to see what happens here once we get up into these levels. We can trade through them. We want to see how they'll react. Do we trade through them and maintain those levels, or do we trade through them and do the sellers eventually come in and push the prices back lower as past seasonal price action has told us? So put these two dates on your radar, but note that we could have something trigger sooner rather than later. Take care. We'll see you on the next update.